So, did you watch the Soul Train Awards?
Nah. I don't know
Did
what
you
I was
see-
doing then. I was doing something, but I didn't get to see it.
Did you see the Erykah Badu comments about Iggy Azalea?
I saw a clip of that, yeah. Sent about, yeah, you can come on down, because what you doing definitely ain't no rap or some shit like that, she said.
Right. What do you think about that?
I mean, well, I mean, I guess she is kind of rapping, though. She's not doing hip hop, see? So, I don't have a problem with it. Like, they try to act like the sister was bullying her or some shit by saying that. Fuck that. Like, fuck that broad, man. Let's keep putting nails in her fucking coffin. You know what I mean? Fuck her. She's done. She's one that thought she was going to come in and it was all going to be smooth and peachy and she was going to be able to exploit this shit. But we flipped that shit on you. She's probably just going to have to make some straight, like, you know what I mean? That KTU type of shit. Like, where it's not even
Well,
rap.
one thing that Erykah Badu definitely has is an appreciation for hip hop. You could just tell by who she has kids with.
She started as an MC. When we first
started
met
as
her
an
in
MC.
Texas back in the day, she was rhyming.
Oh, so you knew Erykah Badu before she dropped her album?
Yo, we had did a show in like Dallas back in the days, 91, some shit like that. And she was there. And she performed, and she was an MC at the time. Okay? But we remember her from that fucking show. And yeah, she was an MC. She wasn't singing and all like that. You know what I mean?
Right. How was Erykah Badu as a rapper back then?
I don't really remember. You know what I mean? Like, again, people talk shit about me. They want to call me sexist, this and that. Listen, I'm not into female rap. You know what I mean? So I'm the wrong one to ask. Like, you know what I mean? You gotta have to ask another female, because to me, they're the ones that really want to hear that. You don't
like any female rappers?
No, it's not that I don't like them. I listen to them passively. Like, if you play it in the club or some shit, or it comes on the radio, it's not like I'm gonna turn it because it's a female. But I don't actively like go out and buy a female's album. You know what I mean? Especially a rapper. You know what I mean? Like, I'd buy a female like R&B or something like that. I might buy her shit if I think it's popping.
So you never bought Lauryn Hill's album?
That's different. Yes, I bought Lauryn Hill's album, but that's different. Her shit transcended. Her shit wasn't, you know what I mean? And I didn't buy it necessarily just for the hip hop. Like, it was for the message. It was for the genius of how it was put together. It was for the singing and for the rhymes, but it wasn't just for the rhymes. You know what I mean? It wasn't just the hip hop element of it, although that's what made it perfect, though. You know what I mean?
Incredible album.
Incredible album. And but I don't listen to it. I just listen to it as a classic album. The same way you'd listen to like a Bob Marley album or PE, Nation of Millions or Stevie Wonder's fucking, You understand what I'm saying? Like, that's one of those type of classic albums that just transcended hip hop. But generally speaking, I'm not popping in any really female rapper and just riding around to her shit and feeling like I'm that nigga.
So you never bought a Lil' Kim album?
Only when I was buying a lot of vinyl at that time, and I think she had a nice little album cover where she was squatting and all of that. But I only bought it because I needed to spin, because I was DJing some shit at that time and I needed to spin some joints. I wasn't riding around playing Lil' Kim. But was I riding around playing it when she was within like Grab your dicks if you love hip hop. You know, all those type of joints, of course. But I'm not just popping in Lil' Kim. You see? I fucks with Kim. I fucks with Foxy. All of that type of shit. I fuck with Rage, but I'm not buying that shit and popping it in. Because I think that's, you know, that's a little weird when guys listen to female rap like that. In an aggressive way, instead of a passive
let me think about it. I bought Lil' Kim's first album. It has some joints on it.
You better think about this. You better think about this before you admit this.
No, I'm admitting to it. But you know something? I was such a Biggie super fan that anything that he had his hands in, I was buying. I bought Junior Mafia's album, not because I was a huge fan of the rappers in Junior Mafia.
But what I'm saying is, was you riding around bumping Lil' Kim? Or was you?
Yeah, sometimes.
Yeah.
I mean, if I bought the album, I'm gonna ride around with it. I'm not just gonna put it in my living room and just stare at it. Of course, I'm gonna ride around with it. If I bought Lil' Kim's first album, and everyone feels I hate on Lil' Kim and whatever else. I don't hate on Lil' Kim. I think her old stuff was dope. You know, back when Biggie was fucking with her. After that, you know, I wasn't really a fan. But her first album, the beats. You know, how you could tell Biggie's hands were in it and stuff like that, like the flow and everything. Like, what's that one song that I'm rich, I will stay that bitch. Say that, you know, the one that Biggie did the little cameo on. I love that song. I was riding around to that song.
Well, all I'm saying is, if some of my niggas would have caught you riding around to Lil' Kim, yeah, you might have got robbed, Vlad. That's all I'm saying. Like,
I might have got robbed.
Niggas riding around to female rappers and shit, pulling up on the set. Yeah, you might have got robbed, Vlad. That wouldn't have been good. Or someone would have told you as you pulled up to the spot. You said, you know what? Let me put this other shit in. Something feels wrong right now. You would have felt the vibes, Vlad. Trust me. You did that on your own time. Without nobody seeing that
I'll tell you this. When Nicki Minaj, well, you know, I have Google Play, so it's not like I buy albums, I just stream them. But when Nicki Minaj, all the albums that she dropped, I spent a certain amount of time riding around listening to her albums, you know, just to get to know them. You know, usually when I listen to albums, it's in my car, you know, now that I live in LA. So yeah, I was riding around listening to Nicki Minaj's new album. I didn't love it, you know, but there was a couple songs on there I thought were kind of cool.
So, but what I'm saying is, all right, I understand,
for example,
you, I understand you listening to something for research purposes. Now, what I'm saying is, on your own time, do you put in any of these albums on your own just to say, you know what, I'm getting ready to go to the club tonight, I'm feeling good, I'm smelling good, I'm looking good, let me put that fucking Nicki Minaj on as I head to the club? Do you ever do that?
Maybe not the whole album, but for example, like Nicki Minaj, Bees in the Trap, the song with 2 Chainz, I think is a dope-ass hip-hop song. Like, I love.
Yeah, that's a good song, but you don't need to play the album for that. That could be on a mixtape. Right. We're talking the albums here. Now you picking them apart and shit like that.
No. I'm talking about specific songs. Like there has been, outside of Lauryn Hill.
So you do get fresh. You do get fresh. You put your shit on. You know, you get out the shower and you pop your Nicki Minaj in to get you hyped. That's what you're telling me.
No, I'm not saying that. But there are songs from Nicki Minaj.
But is there other hip hop that you do that to? Is there other hip hop that you do that to?
Yeah.
Yes. And is any of it female hip hop?
Not so much.
All right, then. So let's drop this fucking conversation because this is what I'm talking about.
No pressure, you know what I'm saying? I'm just having fun with it. You know what I mean? I'm having fun. Like, this is what I do. I really do this for real. So it's like, I know I make the type of music, you know, that could spread out to the world and I could be as massive, as big as an artist as, you know, the rest of the artists on Cash Money.
It was unbelievable to me, but I know he messed it up a little bit once he said all the guns and stuff were fake, and he never did shit like that, and he worked a job and he got his 2 parents, you know.